Okay, come. Is it in sports mode to open the whatever? Are you trying tekan first? Oh, lovely. Okay, good, good. Madness.
Thanks.
See, it's a little unassuming, right, how it looks, but when you turn around, car guys will know what's this. Yes, this is the C7 Corvette, and it's the Z06 model, 6.2 liter supercharged, 650 horsepower, and God knows 800 or whatever 900 Newton meters of torque. Is mad. So the funny thing is this, we have a group chat for those who join our Evo Club drives. There is a group chat. So one guy shared pictures of this the other day. I think if you are on our Facebook, Horizon Malaysia, you would have seen the pictures, and it went pretty viral. And then I got a call from Desmond over there, who runs Autofoam, and he was like, "Bobby, you want to drive the car?" I'm like, "What? Of course." There you go. So the owner of this car is letting go, okay? And I tell you, for the price that it is letting go for, you will not get the kind of performance and joy and thrill that you'll be getting. Alright? I'm gonna tell the price later when I drive the car, but let's have a look at the car first thing. Now this is from Chevrolet, but Corvette has a long history with Chevrolet. It used to be a small drop top sporty kind of car. Looks rather not as aggressive as this when it started off. It almost looked like something that would fit some white wall tires and things like that, but man, look at how it has evolved. And on the eve of the arrival of the mid-engine C8, right after this, Chevrolet will be turning it into a mid-engine sports car. Now, why has this happened? This thing is not at all expensive in the United States. All right, it would be the price of maybe slightly more than an M3. You know, it's not an expensive car by any means, and the Nissan GTR is 3 times the price of this, but yet this performance is mad, it's crazy. And all this while in US, right, those people who are middle class, white collar, they work all their lives, they save up. By the time when they're 45, you know, they can buy one easily. It's like, I don't know, 70, 80 grand. But that segment has been shrinking. So now Chevrolet has been trying to push this car up the ranks, you know, to be more like a thoroughbred. So they put the engine at the back. We'll see how it fares out. But in terms of looks, I think the C7 beats the C8 in terms of how it looks. I've always preferred a front mid-engine layout supercar design than a mid-engine supercar design. So let's have a look at this car, okay? Yeah, I mean, if you've seen one in Malaysia, it would be left-hand drive. Why? Because Chevy does not make the Corvette in right-hand drive, okay? But this is the one and only right-hand drive Chevrolet Corvette. So a little bit history about this is that the owner actually ordered the car brand new, ship it to Australia, do a full conversion, interior conversion to right-hand drive. I mean, the Aussies are damn good at it, alright? And then ship it back to here, alright? So this is a rare breed, very, very rare, one of its kind, one and only one. That's the 6.2 liter V8 supercharger on top. See, it looks really, really compact. Now another thing I want to talk about this with you guys. I once had it's not an argument, but a debate with an American in an American forum, and that guy totally convinced me of their logic. Okay, we always laugh at American cars saying that, oh, the engines are huge, blah blah blah. Huge as in displacement, right? We always say, oh, 5, 6 liters, 7 liters and all that. But the thing is they only subscribe to one belief, which is the kind of horsepower that you are pushing the fuel consumption of that engine and the weight of that engine. If you heard any arguments online, or you've seen people swapping LS3 engines into MX-5s, if you do a little bit more study, right, then you realize that there's a logic behind. Why? Because the LS3 engine only weighs somewhere 20-25 kilos more than a standard Mazda MX-5 engine, you know, and it's a proper motor. And the fuel consumption of this, even though it's 6.2 liter V8 supercharged 650 horsepower, this engine has cylinder deactivation, and it makes the same consumption in terms of highway drive as a Subaru WRX or an M2, you know. So it's a fuel efficient engine compared to its size. And for the Americans, it's all about how much the engine weighs and then how heavy it is, because the weight will affect the power to weight ratio, and of course the power that it generates. If the engine generates power, if the engine is just as fuel efficient and just as lightweight, who cares if they design it to be a large displacement engine over a small displacement engine? Sometimes if you have a small displacement engine, you may need more cooling, you know, the engine revs higher and it's less reliable. You know, American cars are absolutely reliable compared to Brits, even though the Brits always use their media advantage to actually downplay the American contribution in terms of cars. And I think the Americans, they know what they're doing. You see, you look at inside here and then you think like, hey, why it doesn't look luxurious? Because it's not a luxury car. We cannot wrap our head around the fact that there are cars out there that are fast, capable, but they're not luxurious. Alright? So this is what they are, you know. They don't need to spend unnecessary money in the interior to feel like, oh, all plush and squidgy and all that. And then they just make it functional, usable, and that's what you have here. That's the Corvette. Really nothing much to show you inside here. I'll just fool around. Look at all that little stuff's going on in here. It's a full conversion, full right-hand drive conversion. I do not know how the Aussies do it, you know, how they mold the plastics, how they do the entire dashboard, rewrap it, and then it matches to the doors completely well. They are very good at what they do. Okay, let's not look at this car expecting the kind of fit and finish of a Lexus or a Porsche, but you can think about it along the lines of a Ferrari, except that the materials are not as crazy expensive as those materials in a Ferrari. But I think it's totally acceptable. Alright, steering looks great. You know, some carbon fiber bits over here, a little badge here. You have the heads-up display, info, stuff like here. I mean, everything looks just like you would get in a normal GM source regular mass market sedan. Alright, the seats are nice to sit on. Ingress and egress is easy, and I find it interesting how a 6-foot American would go in and out of this with ease. You know, I just find that it's just right for my frame size. Oh, another thing, this is a Targa. Okay, so we're able to remove the top and then place it back at the boot here. Let's have a look at this huge spoiler here. Very interesting design. You can see how much air it scoops up, and this middle part is actually semi-transparent. I think that's a nice touch. And look at the rear design of this car. It looks fantastic. Look at it, and the exhaust, the quad exhaust right in the middle. I think this car is a looker. So I can open the boot here, or I can press a little electronic button over here, and then you'll be like, where's the boot? The boot lid is here. Okay, sorry, that's my camera there. Large compartment, wide, but it's not really deep. And you know what? They don't really care about taking in and out, I mean, your luggage and all that. Look at that. You have to lift your luggage all over this plastic spoiler over here. And I like when car makers do this sort of thing. Don't bother with it, you know. They give you a boot space, and you should be glad they did. So there's a little, this is not an intake because the engine is up front. I believe this diverts air out through here. That's my belief. Maybe it does. If not, I mean, it is definitely functional. It's not some fake vents that you get from those German don't know, M whatever, AMG whatever. Alright, and yes, it's not a luxurious looking interior, but it's one that you just feel the rawness of it. You know, I just love the way it looks. Let me close everything, let you have a good look of its exterior. The rear boot lid is decidedly heavier than the front bonnet cover. Okay, the bonnet cover feels really lightweight. The whole thing feels extremely lightweight. And then I watched a video before I did this, some research, at least they say drop it. And if it's not click well, just have to press somewhere 1 foot down here. That's where the thing is. Alright. So yeah man, the whole car looks really good. What's that? Yep. Fantastic looking, you know. And from pictures I thought it's a big car, but no, it's not. It's not huge. It's somewhere the size of probably slightly shorter than a 6 Series. Right, but it's very wide. And these are shorted in the Conti Extreme Sport Contact tires. I have these on my BMW. Sorry, Extreme Contact Sport, yep. So these tires are developed for the American market. Extremely sticky. Is for the drag strip. So for Dodge, Hellcats, you know, Z06, Mustang 350 to go to the drag strip. Alright, that's the badge here. They're not shy about it, but there's nothing to shy about. If you think a Mercedes 63 AMG sounds good, wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. Alright. Oh, so happy I get the chance to drive this. It comes in carbon ceramic disc brakes. Just now when we come out here, it's still not warm enough, so that's the thing with carbon ceramics. Now the doors, it's all round electronic. Okay, so there are no mechanisms over here. Let me lock and unlock, and then it's a little electronic button over here. Look at that. And then to open the door from the inside is this little button over here. Now, what if battery runs out? There's a lever here for you to open the doors. I guess that's about it. Let's go and drive.